Hi, my name is Patrick and we're going to prepare Lomo Saltado. Lomo Saltado is a dish that is a fusion between Peruvian and Chinese food. It's a typical Chinese stir fry, but with Peruvian ingredients. So the main ingredient for the Lomo Saltado is going to be tenderloin that we have over here. That is a premium quality meat. And also some vegetables. Over here we have ají amarillo or yellow chili. That is our most important chili here in Peru. It's our mildest chili and we have cut it like in thin strips. Then we're gonna also add some onions, like this, cut like this. Some tomatoes without the skin, okay? And the green ingredients or the green herbs we're gonna add, they're gonna be cilantro, finely chopped, and over here we have green onions. Usually Lomo Saltado is prepared in restaurants with a wok and in a huge fire. But now I will show you the correct technique to prepare with a regular kitchen like this, gas stoves, and a regular pan. The sauce of the Lomo Saltado, we have it here, and it's 3 ingredients. We have here soy sauce, white vinegar, and some oyster sauce. More or less the proportions between these 3 ingredients are going to be 2 of soy sauce, 1 of white vinegar, and 1 of oyster sauce. We're going to garnish our dish with potatoes. Remember that Peru is the land of potatoes. We have more or less 4,000 different types of potatoes. In the highlands, we have a National Institute for Potatoes that make research and investigations of new potatoes that discovers in the highlands. And now we have the white potato that is a very starchy potato. We will use this potato to garnish our Lomo Saltado. We're going to cut them in thick slices and we're going to pan fry them with some butter. And here we have olive oil. And now we're going to start our preparation. So here we have our white potato already clean, washed and clean. And we're going to cook it in water for 30 minutes in water in this pot. After 30 minutes, our potato is ready. And we're going to take it here in this dish. And we're going to let it cool down. We're going to cut our potatoes already cooked in thick slices, more or less like a thumb thick. We're going to add our olive oil in our pan, generous amount. And we're going to put our potatoes. Remember that's very important to cook our potatoes from cold. The pan and the olive oil and the butter that we're going to put next has to be cold. Now we're going to add some butter, generous amount of butter, 1 big piece of butter over here, and salt, also a generous amount. We're going to start our heat, and we're going to put it like a medium heat until both of the parts of the potato are golden brown. Okay, we're going to flip our potatoes. So look at this color, golden brown. And we're going to cook them from the other side. Now we're going to prepare the Lomo Saltado. As a stir fry, it's a very quick preparation. So the first thing we have to do is we need to cut our beef. With the use of this very sharp knife, we're going to cut them in cubes. First, we cut it longwise, like this. and then we're gonna cut it in cubes. Okay? Cut it again in half, and we're gonna cut them more or less in cubes this size. So we finished cutting our beef, and we put it over here. We're gonna add some salt to our beef, and then we're gonna mix it. So all of the cubes are evenly seasoned. Now that we have our meat already seasoned, we're gonna heat our pan. Always we're gonna put high heat to our pan, and we're gonna wait until this pan starts like smoking. Now that we have our pan as hot as this, smoking, we're gonna add our vegetable oil. Always use vegetable oil, for example, soybean oil or canola or sunflower, because this type of oil resists high temperatures. So here we want to spread our oil through all of the pan. And when it's smoking like this, we're gonna add our tenderloin. Okay, we're adding our tenderloin like this, and we're gonna spread it all over So when the part that is touching the pan is golden brown, we're gonna do a stir fry movement. Okay, I will add just a little bit more oil. And to do the stir fry movement, we're gonna grab our pan and we'll do a back and forth movement really quick, so the end part of the pan reaches the middle of the stove, like this. And we wanna start stir frying our beef until it turns off, okay? Maybe a little bit more of this oil. And we'll do it again. So, you see this smoke? This will give like a smoky flavor to our beef. When we have it like this, already seared, we're gonna take it to a bowl. And now we're going to cook our vegetables, the chilies and the onions. A little bit more of this oil, and we put it over here. So we're going to start cooking our onions and chilies until the onion turns to a whiter color. But we want to cook them until they're still crunchy. So we will take them really fast. Okay, when our vegetables are ready, we're gonna take them out here. We'll lower our heat, put our pan again here, and we're gonna mix our sauce, okay? So here, we're gonna mix our sauce. So we have soy sauce, white vinegar, and oyster sauce. We will pour first our white vinegar to the soy sauce, and finally our oyster sauce. And now we need to dilute our oyster sauce in the soy sauce and the white vinegar. When we have this sauce already mixed, we're going to lower our heat And we're going to put the sauce in the same pan we have been cooked our Lomo Saltado. And we're going to reduce it by more or less 1/3 of its volume until it has like a syrupy consistency. And now we're going to add the juice of the beef. When we get this syrupy type of consistency, we're going to add our tomatoes. Remember that these tomatoes are raw, so we want to cook them just for a little while. We're also adding our beef again. We mix this a little bit. We're adding our vegetables. We have here the yellow chilies and the onions. We mix this up again. And finally, we're adding our cilantro and green onions. We mix everything up. And we're ready to serve. Turn our heat. We have our potatoes here. So now we're gonna serve our dish. We have our dish with here, we have some rice with corn. And the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put our potatoes, crispy potatoes, here on the dish. And finally, we're gonna serve our Lomo Saltado. So we grab our pan and we put our Lomo Saltado on top. First we put the beef, we put the vegetables, and last we're gonna add our sauce. All over the Lomo Saltado. So here we have our Lomo Saltado, our second most famous dish here in Peru, mixed between Chinese and Peruvian cuisine.
Ponle punche y ganamos todos, Perú.
Gobierno del Perú.